What's up guys, I'm creating this video on how to utilize higher time frame liquidity as well as higher time frame PD arrays to create a higher time frame bias. I personally stick with fair value gaps, but you can use any PD array that you like. Anyways, let's get into it. I'm on NQ on the 1 hour time frame. I'm going to start by drawing out this fair value gap right here. And what I'll be targeting is this swing high here and this swing low here. Now, since this is a bearish fair value gap, if we disrespect this, I'll be targeting the buy side. And if we respect it, I'll be targeting this sell side right here. Now let's see what happens. You can see we disrespect this fair value gap. So you can see right here, this is 10 a.m. I would be trading at this time. I'll be looking for longs until we take out this liquidity right here. Now you can see you have to pay attention because now we have fair value gap here. You can see we start to retrace back to this fair value gap before we finish taking out our liquidity. Right? Now, since we took out our liquidity, what would I be looking for? We do see this fair value gap right here, right? Now, again, I'll be waiting to see the reaction to this, but we have this swing low here. And this high up here. Now let's see what happens. You see, we don't exactly inverse it yet. And then boom, we inverse it. So I'd be looking for shorts until we get down to here, until we get to this liquidity. The only problem is, like I said, you have to pay attention. We have this fair value gap here. You can see we start our move down, but we get a retracement back to this fair value gap. And like I said, you have to pay attention because now we inverse this fair value gap. So I would be looking for longs to this high right here, right? Let's see what happens. And now we take out this high. So let's see what happens here. Now we get another fair value gap here, right? Now, again, based on the reaction to this, I'll be looking for this high here or this new low that we put here. Now, see, we inverse it. And let's see. We go through both of these. So now at this point, I would be waiting to see to the reaction to this fair value gap. Now let's see what happens. You can see it seems like we rejected it pretty well. So you could be looking for here, right? Let's see what happens. We do inverse this fair value gap here. So I might be looking for shorts until we get to this low. Now let's see what happens. We take out this low. Still are supporting this fair value gap here. Let's just see what happens. And we inverse it. Now what I'll be looking for is this previous swing low. So when you see this happen, you can see it's 8 a.m. If you're on the markets for AM session, this is pre-market. I would be looking for shorts until we take out this fair value gap here. You can see we also seem to deliver from this 1 hour fair value gap. So let's see what happens. We get a move up, right? Back to this fair value gap. And let's see what happens. Okay, so you can see we inverse this one, which is why you have to continue to pay attention, right? You get this move down, right? So you could have caught a short there, but now You have another inverse, so I'd be looking for this internal liquidity here. See? You can see we don't get it, right? So it's not 100%. You don't marry your biases when you do this, again, because it's just a bias. You have to read what price action gives you, but you can see that it's very consistent as long as you're paying attention to every PD array that this makes. Again, I use fair value gaps because you can see back when we were here, right, we inversed this fair value gap, started to go down, but then we retraced to this fair value gap and it disrespected it and continued up and took out this internal. So you have to pay very close attention to what's going on, right? Like I said, we took out this very small internal high on the 1 hour, right? I was looking for this one, but we took out this very small internal high. And after inversing this one, right? But at the same time, we inversed this 1 hour. So the bigger time frame draw on liquidity was actually down here, which is this one, right? And now I would be looking for us to take out this liquidity. But again, we have this fair value gap here. So I'll be waiting for us to retrace to that. I'll expect us to retrace to that. We don't have to, but then boom. We continue down, and then let's see what happens with this liquidity here. Right, we create this fair value gap as well as this one, right? And now we have this one. So this is the closest one. I'll be looking to see the reaction to this one, right? We don't touch it yet, right? So we're still looking for shorts until we come back and see a reaction. Now, let's see. We inverse this, right? But we still have this fair value gap, right? So after inversing this one, I would have been looking for longs until we get to this swing high here, right? But now we've already taken it out. So I'll wait to see the reaction to this fair value gap. Okay, so it seems like we're rejecting it, but then we disrespect it. So I'll be looking for us to take out this high. So again, this is why you can see when we count on it respecting right here, and then it disrespects it. This is why I personally trade with inverses. They're just a lot stronger than regular fair value gaps. So most of these I wouldn't count on them respecting. I wait for them to be disrespected to look for trades or a bias, right? So you can see we now have this fair value gap, right? I would wait for this to be disrespected to look for shorts. So we disrespect it here, but we take out this internal high. So I personally wouldn't be looking for anything yet until we get something better. All right, still no PD arrays. All right, we already took all these out. And now we get this fair value gap. Now let's see the reaction to this fair value gap. All right, seems like we respected it. You can see we continued down after respecting it. So respecting the fair value gap is very good to use, but it's not as high probability as disrespecting it. That's why I personally wait. You can see it does work, but if that's probably going to be it for this video. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you guys have any video suggestions for stuff you want me to make explanations on or videos on, such as breaker blocks, order blocks, more questions on liquidity, anything you guys have, leave it in the comments and I'll make sure to get back to them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.